June 1944. One of the most consequential moments of the 20th century. American troops stormed the beaches of Normandy as World War II's European front captured the world's attention. Back home, a future leader of the civil rights movement was beginning college at just 15 years old.
On the one hand, my mother taught me that I should feel a sense of somebodyness. On the other hand, I had to go out and face the system, which stared me in the face every day saying, you are less than, you are not equal to.
Day issued an executive order until the orders of the federal court at Little Rock can be executed without unlawful interference.
And the barriers to that freedom are tumbling down.
Before he became the voice of a movement, Martin Luther King Jr. was a young boy shaped by a community that valued education. His mother, Alberta, a former school teacher, taught her children to reject the lie of inferiority.
She always said to me, you must never feel that you are less than anybody else. You must always feel that you are somebody, and you must feel that you are as good as anybody else. And of course, this came up with me in spite of the fact that I still confronted the system of segregation every day.
His father, Daddy King, a second-generation pastor and respected civic leader, fought publicly for civil rights, yet maintained a home defined by calm, dignity, and stability.
The Black church held a very important role, particularly for Black men. You know, they went to a job where they couldn't be a manager, they couldn't be a supervisor, they couldn't be a leader. But at church, they could be a deacon or they could be the minister. And it really gave opportunities to really thrive.
When King entered Morehouse College at age 15, he came under the mentorship of President Benjamin Mays, whose moral clarity and intellectual rigor helped lay the foundation for the American Civil Rights Movement. These early years formed the bedrock of everything King would become.
You had to be very brave to say that despite the violence that goes on around us, I'm still gonna lead this movement, you know, and to put yourself out as a target, you know, that says a lot about his character, his integrity.
When the World War II draft began, the U.S. military was segregated. Civil rights organizer A. Philip Randolph threatened a 100,000 person march on Washington, the first great nonviolent civil rights victory of the modern era.
The Constitution provides for just that, and that the civil rights law, which has been passed to implement that, eventually the whole situation will be worked out.
In 1948, President Harry Truman issued an executive order officially desegregating the U.S. Armed Forces. The lessons learned during a world at war, the power of protest, the courage of veterans, the moral force of unity became the foundation for King's commitment to nonviolence.
During the past several years, many communities in our southern states have instituted public school plans for gradual progress in the enrollment and attendance of school children of all races in order to bring themselves into compliance with the law of the land.
In 1954, the United States Supreme Court declared segregated schools unconstitutional in Brown versus Board of Education. King argued that education was not only a legal right, it was a moral responsibility. A society that denied a child the chance to learn, he said, denied that child their humanity.
Brown versus Board of Education was the impetus behind a lot of integration in our school districts. We recognize that the value in a classroom doesn't exist just with the value of what the teacher shares, but also the value in which the students and their perspectives offer to those conversations.
But across the South, progress stalled. School districts resisted. Black children remained in overcrowded, underfunded schools. For generations, Black Americans were kept from voting by literacy tests designed to guarantee failure. In response, King championed the citizenship schools, facilitating grassroots classrooms where adults learn to read, write, and understand their rights. Education became a tool of liberation, a way to vote, a way to shape the future.
Our Iowa court said, years before the U.S. Supreme Court said separate is not equal, the Iowa Supreme Court said separate is not equal. You cannot require people of a different race to be at a different school. And we were ahead of the curve on a lot of things in Iowa in the civil rights area. We had women lawyers and black women lawyers and black lawyers before most of the rest of the country, you know, when they were still excluding minorities from being able to even get a law license.
In Iowa, civil rights has long had its roots in education. In 1868, Iowa became the first state in the nation to desegregate schools with the landmark case of Clark versus Board of Education. Alexander Clark, a barber in Muscatine, wanted his 12-year-old daughter to be able to continue her education beyond grammar school, but the only option available in Muscatine at that time was for whites only. Clark filed a lawsuit that went all the way to the Supreme Court, where it prevailed. Another momentous event occurred in Iowa in 1868. In January of that year, a few merchants, business owners, and church leaders met in downtown Des Moines to form a local chapter of the Young Men's Christian Association. It was the founding of the organization we know today as the YMCA of Greater Des Moines. As a nonprofit organization with a focus on youth development, the YMCA of Greater Des Moines is committed to providing educational opportunities for all children in our community, regardless of economic means. The Y's Out of School Time programs, conducted in partnership with Des Moines Public Schools, help close the achievement gap for students whose reading and math skills are below grade level, while providing enrichment opportunities to help kids grow physically and emotionally as well. The Y Achievers program allows teens to develop leadership skills, explore areas of interest, and create a roadmap to higher education or a career.
In the state of Iowa, if you look at the state quarter, on the back of the state quarter, it shares a foundation in education, and that is the core of Des Moines Public Schools, the foundation in education.
Honoring the value of education, Des Moines Public Schools asked voters in the November 2025 election to approve a $265 million bond referendum called Reimagining Education. The community responded with overwhelming support, passing the measure with a historic 74% approval, an unmistakable commitment to investing in the future of its children.
The Reimagining Education effort in Des Moines Public Schools that was just supported by our community will help level the playing field for all of our students by providing quality education and access to students of all ages, no matter what their zip code. Equal access for all students really matters for us in Des Moines Public Schools. We serve a diverse student population, and we want every student to feel like they connect with school, that they connect with a caring adult, that they connect with something that excites them, that they look forward to coming to school every day.
Today, education remains key to fulfilling Dr. King's vision of the beloved community. He encouraged people to work together for education that not only informs, but enlightens. He was quoted as saying, "We must remember that intelligence is not enough. Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education. The complete education gives one not only power of concentration, but worthy objectives upon which to concentrate."
We have to know our history. We have to know what happened to generations previous so that we don't repeat the mistakes of the past, so that people understand who Edna Griffin was, so that people understand who Rosa Parks was, and why they took the actions that they took, why they sat, why they refused to give up their seat.
You can't just complain about things. You have to be a part of the solution, and that solution starts with action.
If you look at Dr. King's legacy, it makes you want to keep going. Like, I can't stop now because there were people before me that didn't stop. Continue to educate your neighbor, your community, because if not you, then who?